ドジャースのエース山本由伸投手がまたしても MLB 全体を震撼させた。敵地で行われたブレーブス戦、1時間13分もの雨天中断を挟んだ難しい試合だったが、山本は動じなかった。6回を投げ、被安打わずか1、奪三振6の無失点という圧巻の投球を見せ、ドジャースに2対1の勝利をもたらした。これでチームは敵地ロード遠征中、怒涛の6連勝を達成した。この日の山本は、150km 毎時を超える鋭い速球と落差抜群のスプリットを自在に操り、さらにブレイキングボールを効果的に織り交ぜ、強力なブレーブス打線を完全に封じ込めた。防御率はついに 0.90 まで低下し、メジャートップを独走中。試合後、ロバーツ監督も、今日は由伸のスプリットが抜群だった。完全にエースの投球だった。と絶賛した。また6回の投球を終えた際、山本はチームメイトのキケ、ヘルナンデスと熱い抱擁を交わした。昨年、通訳なしでキケとの長時間の会話が山本を勇気づけ、自信を深めるきっかけとなった逸話も話題だ。試合後のインタビューと詳しい解説は、この後、日本語字幕付き動画でお楽しみいただきたい。
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. I'm John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parr. What a great start to this season-long 10-game road trip. The Dodgers have now won 6 in a row. Had to wait a little bit longer for this one, an hour and 13-minute rain delay. And the offense, which came into this game, Jerry, averaging 10 runs a game during the first 5 games of this winning streak. Only 2 runs tonight, but Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the bullpen made it stand up.
Yamamoto was outstanding. 6 strong innings in the bullpen. Once again, slamming the door. Mookie Betts, big fly. Love to see it.
They really needed that from Yamamoto because you got to give credit to also Grant Holmes on the other side. Yep. He had a great pitching performance as well. Really kept the Dodger hitters off balance. So it really took Yamamoto to go out there and put up the zeros that he did.
Yep, Mookie Betts' 5th home run of the season. That turned out to be the difference in this game. Let's go back to Atlanta and hear from Mookie right now with David Vassay.
Hey, skinny fat guy Dave with the man, Mookie Betts, who grinded out 2 at-bats against Grant Holmes. How big of a win was this tonight?
I mean, every win is big, but especially after that off day, we came out kind of sluggish a little bit. But Yoshi picked us up. I mean, Yoshi doing what Yoshi seems to always do. And fortunately, I was able to put a couple good swings on some balls.
You ambushed Grant Holmes with that fastball. Your home run was the difference in the game. Were you looking fastball, or are you looking at the zone right there? I'm
just looking to swing at a strike. I had swung at some pitches in the dirt, so I was really just looking to get something that I can handle. And he threw a pitch over the plate, and I put a good swing on it.
Mookie, when you come out here to start this road trip and you face a guy like Grant Holmes who was on his game, finding somehow some way to get a win, I'm sure is really gratifying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, coming into Truist Park, the Braves are going to be ready to roll. They've been playing pretty good baseball. Like you said, Holmes has been pitching really well. So, but we got Yoshi. And he did a great job for us.
Mookie, it's fireworks night here in Atlanta. You provided the fireworks for the Dodgers.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what that sign would be called, but I like it.
All right, Mookie, thanks a lot, and you're just getting started.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro.
There he is, the man, Mookie Betts. Don't sleep on Marcus.
Yeah, Mookie did all the heavy lifting offensively for the Dodgers tonight. Only the 2 runs they scored in this game, Nomar. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto didn't need a whole lot of offensive support. Was named earlier today as the National League's Pitcher of the Month, and he showed why in this first start of May.
Yeah, he did not disappoint. I mean, he went out there once again, like we've seen all season long, attacking the hitters, attacking the zone, being effective with the fastball, establishing the fastball early, and then going to that split finger to really get the swing and miss. I mean, he was really on his game. Yeah, he had a couple of base on balls, but I also think it's because he recognized, okay, here's a guy who can possibly do damage to me. It's a close game. I don't have, I can afford to pitch around him, and especially with that confidence, and that's what he did, because we know Ozuna has a lot of power, so he did his job. For me, I was like, I'd like to have seen him go on one more inning. He was that good. He was quick. He was efficient. It wasn't stressful innings. We were talking about, us Ace's job is to also help the bullpen and reset. Him going one more inning, then there's one less bullpen guy you would have to use, doing that, because he really looked like he was that strong and, can go out there, go ahead and maybe 100 pitches going out there.
He was in complete command, and one of those base on balls was kind of by design, like you mentioned. That guy could have hurt it with a home run. but when you have that fastball working at the knees, both sides of the plate, commanding it, elevating that fastball as well up in the zone with 2 strikes, that split and breaking ball, it is just tough to cover as a big league hitter. And talk about confidence. There's that fastball up in the zone to Olsen, freezing there, a little moonwalking off the mound, little Yamamoto. I love the little moonwalk, freezing Murphy there on the inner half of the plate with that fastball. 4 elite pitches to cover. He's pitching with extreme confidence right now. Extremely fun to watch. Man, he is one of the best there is right now.
Yeah, because he's pitching. You know, we know he has 4 pitches that can get you out. He has 4 pitches that can be really effective, but he's also utilizing them. He's pitching now. He's not just throwing out there.
Came into this game with a 1.06 ERA. It's tough to lower it when you're dealing with 1.06, but he lowered it to 0.9. Dodgers held a 2-1 lead, Jerry, into the 9th inning. Evan Phillips picks up his first save since last August.
Well, it's good to see Evan Phillips obviously back. Great slider to get Austin Riley, who can hit you with the long ball to tie the ball game up. Great pitch right there. Makes it look like a strike and gets him to chase out of the zone. This one may have got away with one right there. I'm going to be honest. Little breaking ball, and even Sudo's look like, how did I miss
backed up right in the middle of the plate. Yeah.
But, hey, you got to miss it. That's the key right there. Sometimes it backs up on him. And here's that pitch right here. If he gets him to chase, great. But you cannot surrender a bomb there in that situation. Now you work that 2-seamer in on the hands to Murphy. That is not fun whatsoever. Game, set, match.
That was the best pitch he had the entire inning, was that last pitch there to Murphy to get on his hand. It was a great pitch.
All right, so he gets the save. Dodgers win it 2-1. Let's head back to the booth in Atlanta. Check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Eric Karros.
All right, EK, the Dodgers win streak now at 6 in a row. They hang on and win a pitcher's duel.
Well, for one time in the last couple of games, there wasn't that offensive explosion, but they didn't need it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was outstanding this evening, allowing only that 1 run. Wasn't even his. It was the Dodgers, Kirby Yates. But he was dynamic. The Dodgers did enough. Mookie Betts getting on the board with that home run. Dodgers win the first one of a 10-gamer.
5 2/3 no-hit innings for Yamamoto. He gets a win, his 4th of the season. His ERA back below 1 at 0.90. And now tomorrow they have a chance, provided they play with the weather that is due to hit in the Battery in the Atlanta area, to win this series. And Roki Sasaki will have the ball.
Yeah, Sasaki has something to learn from, right? He had an opportunity to watch Yamamoto this evening. He's going to look to duplicate it. Why Yamamoto was so successful, he was able to establish that fastball, move it around the zone, and then able to put guys away with the curveball and then the splitter. Sasaki's going to have to do the same. We've seen all year long, if he establishes the fastball, he's good.
So the Dodgers brave the Braves and an hour and 13-minute rain delay, and they just set off the fireworks here at Truist Park. There weren't a lot of them offensively tonight. Credit to the pitchers and credit to the Dodgers for scratching out a 2-1 win.
During that 5-game hitting streak, the winning pitcher tonight, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, is standing by with DV and the media.
Yoshi, how did you feel out there? Was the curveball the key to your success tonight?
今日やっぱりカーブがやっぱ今日のうまくいった要因の一つだと思いますか？
そうですね。カーブもすごく調子よく、いいところに投げれたので、いいピッチングができたと思います。
Yes, I agree because I was able to locate my curveball in a good spot, so probably that was one of the good reasons.
Was Ozuna the toughest challenge tonight?
やっぱオズナ選手はやっぱ今日一番手強かったですか？
やっぱりパワーのあるバッターなので特に、気をつけて、投げたんですけど、少しずつやっぱ、いいボールも何球かありましたけど、うまく見逃されて、フォアボールを2つ出してしまったんで、そこはちょっと悔しかったですね。
You know, he got a power, so I was being extra careful, and then that's part of the reason I allowed 2 walks to him.
When you've been dominating for this season, does it sort of feel like you did when you were sort of at your peak when you were in Japan?
You mean
dominating now,
right now,
does it feel like
how he's now?
Yeah.
やっぱり今の状態っていうのがやっぱその日本にいた時の一番いい状態に近いですか？
そうですね、すごく、いい感覚で、投げれてるかなと、思いますし、そうですね、より近いかなとは思いますかね。はい。
Yes, I've been able to perform very at the high level, and then I think it's really close to at the best time in Japan.
when you get through the fifth inning without allowing a hit? Are you thinking about a no-hitter at all?
5回終わった時点で、ヒットを許してなかったんで、ちょっとノーヒットノーランをちょっと意識してましたから。
なかなか9イニングまで行くっていうのがなかなか難しいことなので、あまり考えてなかったですね。
I was not really thinking about it because pitching through the whole game, complete games are really hard in the big league.
All right, Jerry, he wasn't thinking about no-hitter, even though he threw 2 no-hitters in Japan, and he had no-hit stuff tonight.
He sure did. Outstanding job. First, you're going to see the split to freeze Riley. Perfect pitch at the knees in her half. How about the curveball? A slow curveball there, 79 miles an hour. Little bat flip-esque right there, but outstanding movement on the cutter as well. Late breaking cutter. How about the split down and away to get Verdugo, who's a really good contact hitter. Now the fastball up in the zone above the belt to get Olsen. When you have everything working, nothing in the middle of the plate, you're going to get swing and miss, and you're going to get guys to lock up. Once again, the splitter, weak contact. Yamamoto showing off his athleticism, little PFP. And now here is not a mistake. This is a good pitch. It's a cutter down and away. That's just good hitting. Credit Riley right there, going with the pitch, able to get on the board with a double. The only hit allowed from Yamamoto. One of my favorite plays, the Zach Greinke, slow 78-mile-an-hour curveball to induce weak contact, and that's what pitchers do. They take a little off or put some on that fastball, pitching. And at an elite level right now, again, against a really good Braves lineup.
Yeah, and really impressive for that curveball that we saw into Osuna, and it was a 3-2 count, and still trusting your curveball and taking something off to get that ground ball.
That means yes. Celebrate tomorrow. Go to Jack in the Box. Get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink only at LA area restaurants. Tonight it was Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He carried most of the load. He had 6 of those Dodgers 10 strikeouts. A 2-1 win for the Dodgers to kick off this 3-game series. Let's head back to Atlanta and hear from Dave Roberts with DV and the media.
Dave, I know it was a while ago, but why was Yamamoto so good tonight?
Man, I think today the split was fantastic. The command was back to being who he is. I think the last one he just wasn't as sharp, but today he got back the command, and the split really played tonight.
When he has the curveball that he had the first couple of times through the order, how difficult is it for them to even touch him?
It's difficult, and I think that's something that he's really bought into, and we talked about this before the game, in the sense of the front to back, utilizing his breaking ball, not just being a 2-pitch pitcher, and it just gets guys off his velocity, and that front to back game is also pretty valuable.
You guys were saying that was the best they'd seen Grant Holmes. How big is it to get a win like tonight against a guy that was pitching as well as he was tonight?
It was huge, and you saw early on the 3 strikeouts in that first inning that he had his breaking ball working, and it's a curveball, it's a slider. He protects his does a good job protecting his fastball, and there's a cutter in there. So he gave our guys fits and pitched really well, and we scratched one across, team fundamentally. And Mookie with the homer was huge, and then we handed it over to the bullpen, and those guys closed it out.
With the command kind of where it was for Yamamoto, were you allowing yourself to think no-hitter at all, just considering how...
I was for a quick minute, and Riley changed that. So I think he felt my brain thinking about the no-hitter. So I was thinking about it a little bit, because, yeah, he had no-hit stuff tonight.
If he doesn't give up that double, how much farther does he go?
It's sort of... I think in hindsight, he would have went into the 7th, but I don't know how much further past that.
Are you keeping the pitch count down because he's going to go short before the next start?
It's a good thought. That's a good thought. There's a very good possibility he's going to go a day shorter than he normally does, yeah.
Expect that kind of level of performance from him every time he takes the mound right now?
Yes, I am. I think we all are. He's turning himself into a staff ace, and when you look at the handful of guys in the big leagues that when they take the ball, then they're going to go 6 innings. You're going to get a chance to win, a good chance to win. They can manage some stress. They're always the best option, and he's putting himself in that category.
All right, Dodgers only managed 4 hits tonight against the Atlanta Braves. 2 of them off the bat of Mookie Betts. No more. In fact, that's 3 straight multi-hit games now for Mookie.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about before the game. We're not worried about Mookie Betts, because we know great player like him, he's going to find it's early in the season, and man, he's been swinging the bat well. What I really like is his interview in the post game with DB, talking about the adjustments. And it's just from an at-bat. Say, I didn't like the way I swung at a ball in the dirt. I was chasing, so I had to look for strikes, do a better job. Well, he gets a fastball there, 1-1. It's in the strike zone, and he stays on it. Didn't like that he was chasing, stays on it, takes it right back up the middle. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. That's just a great swing. And you put that in the back of your head. You're still thinking, here I am, 0-2. I still want to get a strike. I want to get a good pitch. And especially after you took that great swing that put it right back up the middle and hitting the pitcher, you get a ball here that goes over the middle of the plate. And man, you crush this ball. Head down, full extension through the ball, driving it out of the ballpark. Exactly what they needed. They needed that big swing.
Yeah, Mookie Betts is a really, really, really good baseball player. If he has a week, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks where it's not there, storm's coming. You knew the storm was coming, just too talented.
All right, Dodgers had to weather the storm also of Mother Nature, a 1 hour, 13-minute rain delay. But Evan Phillips, after the rain stopped, picked up his first save since August 31st. We will hear from Phillips and more after the 2-1 Dodgers win.
圧巻投球炸裂、山本由伸、CY 賞への道を切り開く、MLB を震撼させる完全復活劇、米国ジョージア州、トゥルーイストパーク、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースが6連勝をかけて挑んだアトランタ、ブレーブスとの重要な一戦、試合開始直前から激しい雷雨に襲われ、1時間13分にも及ぶ遅延が発生。だが、この波乱の幕開けこそ、伝説を生む舞台にふさわしい序章だったのだ。マウンドに立ったのは我らが誇る日本の至宝、ドジャースの絶対エース山本由伸。5月に入り初の登板となったこの試合、彼はメジャーリーグ屈指の強打線を前に一歩も退かなかった。初回から圧倒的な制球力を披露。時速154キロを超える直球を低め両サイドに丁寧に配球。そこから鋭く落ちる伝家の宝刀スプリット。さらには曲がり幅の大きなカーブで強打者たちを次々と手玉に取った。6回を投げ切り、被安打はわずか1本。奪三振は6つ。防御率を驚異の 0.90 に引き下げる超人的ピッチングを披露したのだ。この日最大のドラマを生んだのは、昨年のプレーオフ第1戦以降、山本が密かに抱え続けてきた心の闇を吹き飛ばすエピソードだった。昨年のナショナルリーグ地区シリーズ初戦で不本意な内容に終わった山本は、試合後、自身を見失いかけていた。だが、そんな彼に救いの手を差し伸べたのはチームメイトの貴家、ヘルナンデスであった。深夜、通訳を介さず、山本と2時間に及ぶ真剣な対話を行った貴家、山本に、自分自身を信じろ、お前の本来の投球を貫けば、メジャーリーグでも絶対に通用する、と熱く語りかけ、迷いを払拭させた。それ以降の山本は、まさに生まれ変わった。日本球界で見せていた堂々たる投球スタイルを完全に取り戻し、自信に満ちた表情で再び MLB のマウンドに君臨している。直近の試合では抜群の安定感を誇り、月間最優秀投手賞を獲得するほどにまで復活。現在、MLB トップの防御率 0.90 という圧倒的な数字を叩き出し、対戦打者の恐怖心を増幅させ続けている。この日、山本と投げ合ったブレーブスの好投手、グラント、ホームズも見事な内容でドジャース打線を封じ込めたが、試合を決めたのはムーキー、ベッツの一振り。決勝弾を放ったベッツは試合後のインタビューで、今日は攻撃陣が苦しんだが、ヨシが全てを支えてくれた。彼の存在感に救われた。と感謝を述べた。ドジャース監督のデーブ・ロバーツも絶賛を惜しまない。彼は今、真のエースとして、毎試合チームに勝利をもたらす存在になった。誰もが彼の登板を楽しみにしている。と語り、山本の活躍に最大級の賛辞を送った。今年こそサイヤング賞受賞へ、すでに山本由伸は、その道を力強く歩み始めている。彼の快進撃がどこまで続くのか、我々はこれから目を離すことができないだろう。次戦の投球内容にも大注目だ。今後も、山本由伸のさらなる伝説を追いかけ、熱き戦いの軌跡を動画とともにチェックしていこうではないか。